And those are some of the events that transpired at the opening of the Global Entrepreneurship Summit at Gigiri by the Deputy President William Ruto. Now let's shift our attention to the relations between Kenya and the United States. As is, relations seem to be good but could be better. Let's look at the numbers here. Kenya's exports to the United States as of 2014, 565.8 million US dollars was earned by Kenya by exports or through exports to the United States, and the exports declined to 311.1 million as of the end of 2014, but that has improved as we got into this year. And if we look back at 2008, exports to the US stood at $343.5 million in 2008. In 2006, it was not as good. Our export revenue stood at $353.7 million. That was back in 2006, which could have actually reduced compared to 2008, but went up again in 2014. And if you look at the exports since 2010, Kenya's exports to the United States declined 65% in 6 years. So in 2009 we weren't seeing the revenues that we were seeing in 2014. And if we can move on now to the biggest exports that Kenya exports to the United States, top on the list is horticulture, then we have tea, and then we have coffee, apparel, and pyrethrum. Pyrethrum doesn't seem like a huge market locally, but internationally it's really a big market. And the imports, or what Kenya gets from the United States into Kenya, on top of the list is actually what we see as chemical products. But how much does Kenya spend on imports from the United States? 430.7 million. It moved up to 635.7 million in 2013. And if you look at the numbers for end of last year, it was about $1,600.1 million in 2014 right there. But the biggest imports again, we're looking at aircraft, we're looking at spare parts, chemical products, fertilizers, and much more that do come broken down into the chemical products, especially for medical facilities and equipment as well. You can also come into that among the imports that come from the United States. If we move on, we'll be able to look at other figures in regard to the biggest trade partners that Kenya has at the moment. Uganda, Tanzania, the European Union, and the United States of America comes in fourth position. And the international trade partners that we're looking at, we have India, the European Union, which makes up a whole bunch of countries. In Asia, we have China, and in the Middle East, we have the United Arab Emirates, and the United States comes in fifth position. Now, the export opportunities that are available for Kenya and the United States, or for Kenya into the United States, we're seeing flowers or horticulture. We still have pyrethrum, honey, handicrafts, leather, as well as leather products. Those are some of the areas that Kenyan entrepreneurs can venture into and be able to get revenue, and of course not leaving out technology among the opportunities that are available right now. So what are you doing with your businesses? The United States is open to investment, knowing that AGOA has been available in the country since the year 2000, and Barack Obama's administration is seeking a 15-year extension of the partnership on AGOA, which mainly deals with textiles, exporting about 6,400 products into the United States every year.